Guys, it's Duff McKagan. I'm back for some more fan questions. In a new hotel, I'll remark on the hotel art here, which is just marvelous. Beige on beige with some shapes in it to kind of offset just the bare beige to grayish walls in the anyhow. One day I'm gonna walk in a hotel room, it's just gonna be like yellow, purple, like some killer art. But I digress. Sylvia from the United States asks, how did you make the decision to record and release the London show instead of any other shows from that tour? Does London have a significance to you? I mean, I guess we knew the venue. I'd played there once before, the Assembly Hall in Islington. We knew it sounded good. These are things that kind of play into... We knew the crowd would be good because I had played that exact building before, a couple of years before this Lighthouse show. So we kind of assumed it was going to be kind of the same, which was good. Let's record that show. Live from London has a bit like Live from New York, or it's a major city, kind of rolls off the tongue a bit. We did record every show, but that one, also Veeps, which is a company that films and puts your concerts out on their channel called Veeps. They recorded the show, they filmed the show. So it's like, hey, we're already filming, let's just record it and make this our show. So that was the deal with London. Thanks, Sylvia, for your question. Rebecca from Mexico asks, her question is, after all these years, what does it mean to you personally to still connect with brand new generations through your music? That's a great question. I notice it all the time. I notice a lot of stuff. I notice little kids being in the audience. I notice multi-generational, like grandparents, parents and their kids, little kids, parents who are maybe like in their 40s, grandparents, or maybe like my age, I guess, 60s, 60. But Susan and I, we were in London when we played Wembley last July, whenever that was. And we went up to Oxford Street, and Olivia Rodrigo was playing Hyde Park. Big show. We were right by Hyde Park, and there was a bunch of 14-year-old girls everywhere around Hyde Park, and we were up on Oxford Street. And we go into one of the stores, big store, and these 14-year-old girls, I'm sitting there, Susan's looking at shoes or something, I'm sitting there, and they come up, and they're like, all super shy, and like, we're coming to see you. And they have guns, and I said, you're not going to Olivia Rodrigo? And they're like, oh no, we're into rock and roll. Okay, and since then I've noticed a lot of like that age group of girls being into the band, which is really cool, a lot of kids. So I through Guns N' Roses music, through my own music, reaching multi-generations is kind of what you're hoping for, and it seems like that's happening now. It's very cool. Thanks for the question. Phil from the UK, his question is, for the London show, Lighthouse Live in London, how did it feel the moment you stood on stage, the lights came up, and you saw the crowd for the first time? How did that feeling differ from the one you had as you made your way to the stage? That's great. Knowing that it was going to be filmed, I was with Susan, my band. Now we had played like 5 shows. Really, I can't say enough about the band I have. Feeling super confident. You always, when you walk, that's a long walk at the Islington Assembly Hall. It's a long walk from the backstage rooms. You go through to another building. So it's kind of, you walk outside for a while and you go up the stairs and then you come to the back of the stage and then yeah, kind of coming out onto the stage and seeing, I have the intro music going and coming out as that's going on and seeing the crowd. I think that the walk up, you're trying to relax and just be cool, like, I got this. And you get on stage and still you're trying, you see everybody who's there for this Lighthouse record, which is just a different thing than Guns, and it's a different thing than what many people are doing. It's just this particular thing that I'm doing right now. And it was really special to have those people who kind of believe in that thing show up and be super enthused about the thing. So I came out and people were stoked and gigs started. And good question. Thank you. Okay, so Akram from Indonesia, his question: what do you think is the difference between the band on the previous live album and the one on the Lighthouse band? Well, the difference is, the personnel. On the Tenderness band, it was Shooter Jennings and his band, who are just a marvelous, marvelous band. It's a different setup. You have Aubrey, who plays the fiddle. You have John, who plays guitar and he plays pedal steel. It's a much more of a kind of Americana leaning band just because of the instrumentation. Jamie playing drums in that band, super killer. Ted on bass, Shooter. It's a killer band. Like, if anybody would be lucky to have that band. To go into the Lighthouse thing, and COVID hit between Tenderness and Lighthouse. I made the Lighthouse songs really on my own with Martin, and had certain people play on the record, some of which were in the Lighthouse band. I basically drew from the Seattle people I knew, the two guitar players. It's the Murderers Row of Seattle guitar players, Jeff Fielder. It was the newest addition into the thing, and he really added, he and Tim DiGiulio were killer together. Mike Squires came in and played bass. He's such a good bass player. Mike Musburger on drums. Total different feel than Jamie on drums. In that band, just the backing vocals, they really worked hard on. It's a different band. It really is like kind of night and day bands. Both good. This band I can access more. It's my band instead of Shooter and his band. And we've been digging it. Since that tour, we recorded a bunch of songs together, and so there'll be more to come from that band for sure. So thanks for the question, Akram. It was a good one. Okay, so this is Ava from the UK. I have not pre-read these questions. So Ava from the UK, her question: how did you come up with the album Lighthouse? And what is your favorite song that you love to play live from the Lighthouse album? How did I come up with the album Lighthouse? Well, again, COVID had hit. I just got my very own studio right before COVID hit. So there I was, sort of myself and Martin Favier, my producer. I had a bunch of songs, and I was writing songs every day. We just started recording, and I came up with some of the songs for Lighthouse pretty early on. Just Don't Know was a song that kind of wrote in a simple little sitting. I came up with the lyrics of that song, walking my dog during COVID. That's what I would do. You go out for walks, walk your dog. I just had a lot of inspiration. There was, a lot of mental health things being talked about during COVID. People were freaking out, and that song, This Is a Song I wrote, it was kind of like about that, about kind of raising my hand as well, going, yeah, you're not alone. I have things too, that have been fucking me up for years, that I try to deal with, you know. I don't know what my favorite song. I mean, when Susan's there, I love playing Fallen. You know, it's great to play a song for the woman that I love. Just Don't Know is a great song to play live. It builds. It's challenging. We start with Forgiveness, which is a real tough song to begin with. It's all backing vocals and these harmonies and stuff. So I love the challenge of that. Holy Water's fun. I like playing a lot of the songs. You know, the set for Lighthouse is this really kind of up and down thing, kind of building to a crescendo at the end. I really liked that I did the cover of the Bowie song Heroes. It fit really nice in the set. I know I'm naming every song. The song Lighthouse is fun to play because that just builds. It builds, starts from nothing and it builds to everything. And that's really fun to do with a good band that can do the dynamics of that. So I didn't answer your question really, but I did probably answer your question on how I came up with the album Lighthouse. I recorded those songs and about 40 others. So that became, we chose songs that became the Lighthouse record. We have a lot more. Natalia from Bulgaria asks, has performing these songs live changed how you're thinking about your next record or future writing? Yeah, for sure. Because I have this band, this new band with Jeff and Tim and Squires and Mike Musburger, that I can realize an idea like at soundcheck. So we wrote a lot of things at soundchecks during that tour. Usually it's just me by myself, and I make a little demo tape with an acoustic guitar on my garage band, and then I go to the studio and we build the song from there. But having this band, kind of like having a Seattle version of the Faces, if you know about the Faces. They're kind of that kind of a band in a lot of ways, just as good. So yeah, it has affected how I'm writing songs for the future. So here we go. Irene from Spain. Which song from Lighthouse was the hardest for you to compose and why? I think maybe Holy Water was the toughest song. I had the idea in my head to have a chorus that has a moving part. It goes and the chorus, the one beat is at the end of that. Drank holy water. I had the idea in my head, like if we could pull this off, it would be a really kind of cool and unique chorus. And so getting to that, and what are the drums? Are they going to play do, you know, or just play straight? Boom, get, get. So kind of messing with all that stuff. Some songs you just record and they come out like that, and like God on 10th Street was super easy to record. Like, let's not put bass in that song until the end. Holy Water was the most challenging. What instrumentation do I use? What approach do I do vocally? How much do I build the song? The end of the song, we just build on the A and the E, which works great live. We did it in the studio, and so that was probably the one that was challenging, and also I got to the end, I'm like, yeah, that is what I was hoping to achieve. So, success, in my case. And Celia Marquis from Brazil. Cool name, Celia Marquis. Your lyrics often touch on personal growth and resilience. Was there a particular song in the London set that felt especially meaningful for you to perform live? You know, I was really looking forward to when Steve Jones came up and played with me near the end of the set. He means a lot to me, big influence on me musically, to be able to, become friends with him in the 90s. And because all the guitar playing I play is really just keyed off of what I learned from him from the Pistols. And getting to know him and becoming friends with him and being in a band with him. I mean, these are unreal things if you came from where I came from, and some people, Kiss is their band, or, that first band. Mine was the Pistols and Steve Jones guitar playing, and Johnny Thunders guitar playing. So to be able to do Heroes, Jonesy has stories about seeing Bowie in the 70s and Hammersmith and all this stuff. So to be able to do Heroes with Jonesy and to be able to do Johnny Thunders' Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory with Steve, because the Thunders and the Jonesy guitar playing, that meant a lot to me. So it seems, I've seen the footage and it seems like I'm really happy, but it's really like heavy for me too. And I've known Steve forever, but it's still like I'm sharing a stage with my guy, that's my dude. So that was probably my moment. Maddie from Ireland asked me, in what ways do you think you've grown as a musician, even since Tenderness Live? Thank you in advance for all your musical efforts, Duff, and your wife Susan for being a gem by your side. I agree. Grown as a musician, yes. As far as I approached all of this music, Tenderness and Lighthouse, with an acoustic guitar. I mean, I have one with me at all times. And during COVID, I taught myself to finger pick on the acoustic guitar. I learned Blackbird and finger picking with the right hand, and really started writing these songs, a lot of Lighthouse songs, finger picking, which is different than strumming. Completely different thing for me. I really started to kind of develop my own little style of finger picking, which is untaught. My style is like a very untaught style, but it works for my music because I write the songs according to this clumsy style of mine. But that's branched me out to, because you have this hand picking notes and your chords now have this sort of whole new life. The chords you're putting down with your left hand. And so it's affected, and it's taught me more about the bass. It's taught me more about everything I play. It's taught me more about playing electric guitar and everything. So that's probably the one thing I could, singing, I really try to grow and grow and grow and take lessons and use what I don't have the capacity of fucking, Axl or somebody like a master, but I have this, I do have a capacity that I'm starting to understand and try to use that well. I used to, like in Loaded, I would go way outside of my comfort zones and just scream, and maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe one day I can get there where I can scream and it's like actually my voice, but kind of pulled it back. And Marcella from Poland, are there any songs you wish you had performed but haven't? I don't know. I think not yet. Not yet. I'm thinking of a new cover to do for my next foray, my next release, because doing that cover of Heroes was so fun. Killing Moon was a thought, doing Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't even played it on my acoustic guitar. It's just like, it's a thought. Got to see Echo in the Tenderness band. We opened for Echo and the Bunnymen at the Electric Picnic in Ireland, and that was really cool to see them play. And yes, Bono was there watching. I guess that's his favorite band. Nina from Germany. Her question, hey Duff, How long did it take you to write your songs, and what's your biggest influence when you're writing? The songs all take a different amount of time. Some just come. I have a new song. It's called Marfa, and it's about my daughter May going to Marfa, Texas, and doing this video. And she was going through this kind of this breakup, and it was her first one, and she went to go do this to be a video star in this video. It's not out yet, and James Brolin is the star of the video, and so I kind of wrote this song. And actually, Susan, first she's going to get a vocal, she's going to get a writing credit because she helped me come up with some of the lyrics. But the song wrote itself in about 5 minutes. There's songs like that. God on 10th Street's another song, just kind of wrote itself. And then there's other songs I really labor on. I can write the chords and have a melody, and then what is the melody? And there might be a word in the melody. Like, well, okay, well, that word means what to this song? And I might write a song all around that word that just comes in the melody, out of nowhere. So, when they say songs just come to you out of the ether, they really do. I don't sit down beforehand with intent. I'm going to write maybe the May thing. I wrote a song about that. But still, like she went down to Marfa. That's what came out first. And like this song's about May. So it all depends. There's all differences. Was that your whole question? Let me see. And influence my writing. I don't know. Everything that I hear and have heard in my whole life influences me sitting down with an acoustic guitar. I try not to pre-think or say like I'm going to write a Ziggy Stardust type of song. I never do that kind of stuff. But I am influenced by that, or Motorhead, or Killing Joke, but I don't write a Killing Joke song. They do those pretty good themselves. So, yeah, I don't know. And Diego from Canada. I saw your last show on the Lighthouse tour. Amazing show. Thank you. What's your guitar setup? Guitar, amp, and pedals. Right. Okay, so I don't have any pedals except for a tuner. My acoustic guitar I play is a Gibson Hummingbird that Slash bought for me for touring and tenderness. I also have a Gretsch acoustic that I use, big black acoustic. My electric guitar I use is it's a Tele that Susan had made for me for our 26th anniversary. And Guada, she's a luthier from Argentina, made this very special Tele. Susan commissioned her to make this white Tele for me. And I got the guitar, I'm like, God damn it, I hope it sounds good, because it's such a beautiful guitar. And Susan, the presentation and the case, and there's a bunch of personal family inscribing stuff on the neck and everything. So I took it to rehearsal, and the guitar sounds amazing. So that was I played through a Fender Supersonic combo amp. There's a chord, there's the amp, there's a guitar, and that's about it. So thanks. Yeah. Okay, Guadalupe. It might be Guadalupe. I'm not sure. Alfaro from Mexico. What did the process of recording and mixing the show for the Lighthouse Live from London album entail? Did you want it to capture the raw feel of the concert or a more polished sound? I really go for so Martin, who produced my records, he also came out and mixed the sound for that tour. So having him there to record, he recorded those songs in the studio, so he knows them. He knows every backing vocal, every little, piece of everything that's flying around in those songs. And it's a good enough band that I didn't need to sometimes live recordings, people will go in and kind of recut a vocal or recut a backing vocal, or maybe a guitar was out of tune, you might recut some stuff, which is okay to do. But this was just wanted to be a very much a raw live record. Let's capture that night as best as we can. You know, it's hard. Like when you're at a live show, you got the room, you got everything and you got the people there that are soaking up the sound, and live shows in that room sound good. You know, to try to capture that on tape without all that stuff is sometimes hard. But Martin did a great job, and he mixed it while we were out on the road, finishing that tour. He would send me mixes every day. I'd listen to it on my in-ears, and I'm like, it sounds good to me, Martin. He's the best. So that was that. Yeah, raw is the thing. Diego Bullerini from Argentina. His question: the album will have a very cool cover photo. I guess he says he likes the cover photo. Atypical for a live album. What aspects did you consider when choosing the photo? So we had a band called James and the Cold Gun opening that whole tour in Europe. They're a great band from Wales. I'm a big fan. And they had this young guy, Luke Shadrick. He was out taking photos and making videos for them. And he, like the first gig in Dublin, he said, "You want me to? I can shoot you. I'll show you the stuff after the show." He's an exceedingly amazing photographer and puts together really cool little video vignettes. And he seemed to capture kind of my essence thing pretty well. And like backstage, he would take some photos like before we went on, and just really cool of me and the band and kind of everything. And there was a photo that he showed me. I think it was backstage in London. It was backstage somewhere. We just thought that'd be a cool shot for the cover, I guess. I think that's the cover shot, right? And it kind of has a little Johnny Thunder So Alone vibe to it, and I don't know. And there's plenty of great other shots in there of the band live. So yeah, atypical, but Luke Shadrick is kind of an atypical photographer, and he kind of made that happen. Jeff from the United States: will be interesting to listen to both live at Easy Street and live from London and hear the growth. Can you speak on the evolution experience of playing those songs live each day with the band in extended rehearsals and then over the course of a tour? This is a great question. So yeah, plus where do you record at? Like Easy Street Records is a room that has glass on one side, has like a garage door. So capturing, you know, without getting the sharp sounds off of that garage door is a challenge. It's a much smaller setup. What you can bring gear-wise to Easy Street is less than what you can bring to Islington Assembly Hall. So you really, like Easy Street, you want to capture just that excitement of that record release vibe. Easy Street is such a cool place to play. If you're a young band and you got a record out and you're doing a tour, really try to do a gig at Easy Street Records if you can. Yeah, so the Easy Street live, it was different kind of personnel. It was Mike Musburger, drummer's first gig with us. We had Ryan on keys, who played a bunch on the recordings. He was way off to the side because the stage is just not big enough. And we had Ryan Waters playing other guitar. There was Tim DiGiulio and Ryan Waters. Ryan is an exceptional guitar player, played with Prince, and we just have these great guitar players in Seattle. It's kind of embarrassing how many great guitar players we have. Ryan couldn't do the tour. Like back then we were like, okay, well, we got our other guitar player, it'd be Ryan Waters. And then Ryan had to go out plays guitar for Hart as well. So he had a tour with Hart or Nancy Wilson, they couldn't do it. And then luckily for us, you know, Jeff Fielder is a guy that I've always wanted to play with. and he became available to do the Lighthouse tour. So once we started rehearsing for that, we had Jeff Fielder, Tim DiGiulio, Mike Squires, Mike Musburger to do like real rehearsals. Let's go in and get this down. We didn't have a keyboard player, but because Jeff Fielder can kind of do keys, slide guitar, B-bender guitar, any kind of guitar thing you want, he can do. So that was the band, and we got in and we rehearsed at the recording studio for about three weeks. I did vocal rehearsals for a month before we got into rehearsals. So I just sang the songs every day. I sang the songs every day and played guitar and sang the songs, and then was ready. I wanted to be completely ready when we came in for rehearsals. Like, we're not going to be rehearsing me so much, just get everything together. So that kind of music, what I play, is so like less is more. So you're asking a band to kind of like fucking not play. Like, just play the one single note and let it ring. And just keep that beat simple and drop out and come back in. When you come back, everybody come back in and build together and drop together. And so it's a really cool rehearsal process. And you have to have the right players to be able to do, in my mind, to do the kind of music I do. In my mind, perfectly done, it's like less is more. So yeah, big difference. I think Easy Street and except the songs, the difference was personnel in the bands. Both great bands. Again, I'm very fortunate to be able to play with such great players, from the Tenderness band, from Shooter's band, to these guys, and Jeff Fielder and Ryan Waters and Ryan Burns on keyboards. A bunch of people have lent their talent to my recordings and live shows and stuff. So I'm fortunate. Thank you for the question. That's it?
That didn't sound like the sentence ended. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for the question, Jeff.
Much better.
That's it.